Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm starting the week on a sweet note with this creamy, luscious bread roll malai. It is a super quick Indian sweets that need just milk and bread and some cardamom for flavor, some nuts for crunch. It's delicious. Let's see the ingredients. Now, the malai in this dish is the flavored creamy milk, and I prefer to use both milk with heavy cream to prepare it. However, you can prepare this with just whole milk. It's a bread roll recipe, so you definitely need some bread. Sandwich bread, to be precise. Typically white bread is used, but you can definitely use even brown bread if you want. If you have nut allergy, please discard the nuts. It's just for crunch and a little bit of flavor. For raisins, I always prefer to soak it in water because it helps to plump it up. For the bread roll filling, I'm using store-bought Khoya, also called mawa. This is basically solid milk that can be found easily in any Indian store. We will be grating the Khoya and then cooking it for a while to soften it. Now, grating Khoya will be easy if you keep it at room temperature for a while. These are unsweetened Khoya, so I added sugar and also a little bit of milk to soften the texture. Keep stirring in medium heat for about 10 minutes. It will start releasing the fat and then turn into a soft, doughy texture. Remember to keep stirring and not to increase the heat, or else it will get burnt. You will know that the Khoya is ready when it is not sticking to the pan anymore and it comes together very easily. Keep it aside to cool down for a while before you add it to the bread. In the meantime, prepare the malai milk or the flavored milk. In the same skillet, pour the milk, the heavy cream, crush some cardamom, green cardamom. We are also adding sugar, about 1.5 tablespoons, but do feel free to adjust as per your liking. Now, if you want to add saffron, then this is the time to add a tiny pinch of saffron strands directly to the milk. So you need to take about 10 minutes to thicken the milk. So keep stirring at medium heat and then slowly the milk will start to thicken up. I also like to add a little bit of the Khoya, that mixture that we kept aside. It just adds a more creamy, tasty, and it makes it more rich. Thinly slice the almonds if you're using and then add it to the milk along with some of the raisins as well. Now keep in mind not to thicken the flavored milk or the malai milk too much, because you want it to be in a runny consistency. You want the bread to soak up that milk. So you don't want to make it super thick like rubbery. So it needs to be flavored, it needs to be creamy, but it also needs to be in a flowy consistency. And then I just let it cool down while I roll the bread. To prepare the bread roll, we slice the sides and we keep it aside. We don't throw it. You can use it later for different purposes. It's not absolutely mandated. You can definitely keep the sides as well, but just that without the sides, it looks more neat. Now take a rolling pin or any kind of bottle if you want, and then roll the bread thinner. So you don't want to put too much pressure, you don't want the bread to break apart, but gently just roll it so it just thins out a little bit. Now if the Khoya filling starts to look a little dry, add a little bit of that flavored milk, the warm milk, and then give it a mix. It will loosen up and it'll become like a very spreadable kind of texture. Layer a little bit of the khoya mixture on one edge and then roll it tightly but gently. Dab little water at the other edge of the bread to seal tight. You can leave the entire bread as is or slice in half for a good individual size portion. I also think it looks neat when you're serving, so I prefer to always slice it half. Now take your serving platter and layer the rolled bread seam side down. So the rolled side has to be at the bottom of the pan. The malai, when you're adding on top of the rolled bread, it needs to be slightly warm. It should not be hot, or else the rolled bread will turn into soggy and mushy. It will be hard to resist at this point of time, but do give about 5 minutes for the bread roll to soak the warm milk. It will turn into spongy, soft, pillowy, melting in mouth, delicious. So as you can see, it was extremely easy, fuss-free and quite instant. I hope you give it a try and do let me know if you like it. Thank you.